Hi guys, and welcome to the daily
What?
PlayStation VR news. I guess.
Oh,
Huh?
PlayStation VR 2.
We have
There's Vers?
and
Vers.
Vinto somewhere and Icewave. Well, that's been done. Like Ryan, we have all the people here.
Hi, yes, I'm here too.
We're gonna talk about. Oh, maybe I should like
Hello.
show this better. This is very confusing. Oh god. So
Yeah.
they revealed footage for the PlayStation VR 2 version of Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, more footage.
Wow.
So that'll be cool for like the 5 people who bought PlayStation 2 VR. Actually, not more than 5, but it is kind of limited to like people with PS5
about
and not
7.
VR headsets.
Oh,
So I
that's
mean,
what happens
it
when
looks
you-
neat,
that's what-
but
Yeah, that's what happens when you charge like what $500-$600
Oh.
US for.
Yeah, it's
headset.
$4.99.
I saw someone point out that they fixed the iron sights. Like they made this like
Ah.
the proper iron sights rather than like a pixel iron sight on this. I saw
Oh
someone
yeah,
post
I
on
guess they
Reddit.
would have had to do that if you're using them to aim in VR.
But yeah,
That's
the
kinda
VR
funny.
headset, it's $4.99, and I know, and like not being backwards compatible with VR1 titles, kind of,
Yeah.
you know, hit
Yeah.
a number.
It looks neat though. I mean,
It
it's
is
just really expensive, but it looks neet.
Verbal.
Should I remove some of these fluffies I have around?
Maybe.
Maybe a little bit. It's a little crowded in here. I'm getting a
They're
bit
cute,
warm with
I
all
love
this
'em,
fluff in
but,
the room.
Okay, here we go.
Else-
It's slightly less.
So the
else
king can
way.
stay. The king can stay.
The king?
Another mission
The
is
king.
underway.
Okay.
Yeah, as well. He was
No,
top
that's
right.
This is Condor 1. President's daughter, Baby Eagle. It's likely
So-
Oh, yeah, fine.
There he is. He can stay.
I'm seeing increased movement.
But yeah, they actually revealed finally
Don't get careless.
separate ways a few days ago.
Yeah, just during the
It's
recent
Ada.
Sony State of Play.
What
Yeah, Sony
terrible
Direct.
actions will be done in its name,
Yes.
and who will pay its dark cost?
And,
Which is really good.
Yeah,
Who will
I
pay
mean,
its
it's
light
also
cost?
it's being released in just a few days. Like it's being released on the 21st, which is just a few days from now.
Yeah, the same
Yeah.
day that TGS starts.
Yeah.
Because in this world, someone
actually
always
Spider-Man.
pays.
Someone
That's out next
needs
month.
me.
Yes, it is.
Best not to ask who
I'm
or
very excited
why.
for that too.
So
Resident Evil 4.
yeah, so
Separate
I think they said
ways.
I think it is confirmed the price is $10, right?
Yep.
Excellent price.
There was like a brief spoiler. I feel like it's kind of pointless to talk about spoilers because like it's out in like a few days. Like I feel like well, why don't we like talk about it after we like played it rather than like speculate on stuff because we can play it in just a few days.
Yeah.
Oh, but Mercenaries update too. Ada and Wesker,
Yeah,
For
and
free,
like
everybody
the
gets
Mercenaries
that.
update will be
Yes.
free.
which is nifty.
So like there's a part to me who's like tempted to not show this gameplay trailer they just released like an hour ago because it's released in a few days. But it's like why not? Well, we will just watch this. It's a new trailer thing they released. I don't know.
the ember.
Right, I've not watched this
Leon,
new trailer that just came out
That
today.
young woman,
Oh, that's not
they
her
are both
strength.
infected.
Ooh, fresh
Wastelands.
reaction then from Ryan.
Okay,
Oh wow.
but this
Real-time
is your
reaction.
last chance.
Hey, duh.
He doesn't this.
What?
It's a Vertigo Man, I think it's called.
Yeah,
It's
Oh.
Capcom.
What would I do without you?
I love
Eat
Capcom.
Parasite food. Touch the ember. We'll meet
It's
us
some
later.
pretty cool video games
Oh.
this year.
No. Sir,
That's
what
new.
kind of
So you
a
fight
man
alongside
leaves a
Lewis
lady-
And there he goes.
Sorry, Louise.
That move looks cool.
Ooh.
I really like to see him do that.
Yeah,
It's
that's
the, bow
cool.
gun.
Wow.
Time, Ada. Just get it done.
Whiskers.
Gotta
He's
keep
in
the
this?
client happy.
Cable car
That's
section
back.
that was missing.
Oh,
in the
they're adding
campaign.
that back.
You two are infected.
Fancy grapple melees.
Must
You can.
already feel the effects, eh?
Boss
Keep
man.
that thing down.
There are
Fire.
things I must set right.
Why is this so important to you?
Oh no, not the heavy rain again.
Okay, boycott, cancel.
Why?
What?
Oh
Louise.
god, oh no.
What, just because they put the laser hallway back in?
Oh god, the cuties.
Could be-
bad memories.
Could be it's just a
bad
cutscene.
memories.
Could be just a cutscene.
She was so sick. Ashley?
Clearly,
Well,
you
that
just
seems to
parry
be
the
a-
lasers.
That'd be
Whose
pretty
blood are you here
amazing.
for this time?
That all depends on you.
Whoa. Is it gonna be a boss fight against Wesker? Why is he here?
That's
Why does he look more like Johnny
Right.
Bravo when you like see him
I'll send up.
how
outside
did
of his
he?
house?
How did he get there so quickly?
You can tell
He
me
ran.
He did the Wesker dash,
Waste
He just
obviously.
ran.
One thing
Yeah.
I must do before.
He just ran. He ran all night and day.
Yeah. This trailer reveals kind of a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was kind of uncertain if I even want to watch this because I mean, since I'm doing the podcast, I figured why not? I don't know. Is there other?
Okay.
Hold on. Are there?
Okay.
Are these hair strands?
Nope.
No.
Do you think they
They
forgot to
don't-
turn it off? Turn it on for the trailer, or do you think that DLC doesn't support it?
I think they just didn't
He'll
turn it on.
support it. He just didn't have it on.
I mean, Ada has hair strands model.
What would I do without you?
Like, she already has the files for it, and the same with Louise, right?
Have they showed any hair strands in any trailers?
I don't think they did. So you can see
I guess
Louis
it's the
with
same.
Ada. Her melees look fun.
Of course, if I finally get a GPU upgrade, I'll be able to turn those on.
It
Well,
gets this
the hook truck move is so cool.
sniper. Did
Stingray.
in the original Separate Ways, she didn't ever go to the merchant, right? Do you think that's a thing? That's like a thing here
No,
as well?
she went to the merchant.
Yeah, she
I'll
got
say
merchant.
she
Okay.
did.
Okay.
It was
I-
Assignment Ada where there was no merchant.
Oh yeah. Okay, never mind. Then I.
Do we think that
assume-
Assignment Ada might have a part to play in this one?
No.
Yeah, I don't think there's any assignment data.
Just get it
I feel like if there is Assignment Ada elements in this game, like they will have combined it into like
Yeah.
into like this.
Can
Yeah.
we go back real quick? Like to the, like that like on the Ganado. That's an island Ganado, isn't it?
Looks like it.
Oh, yeah, it
in
is.
the village. In the village.
Huh.
Maybe maybe they're doing interesting like. Or
I mean-
is this the island? Could just be.
No,
could
this
be-
is the cable car.
But like maybe they
could be-
moved the cable car to
maybe.
another part of the
Yeah,
game.
it could be they moved it.
Hmm.
That could be like the switcheroo.
But I mean, this is interesting because like a lot of people were speculating around release day if they would do this, if they would move stuff that was in the original R4 into Separate Ways that was missing in
Yeah.
the remake. So and then like doing it, like we're getting like cable cars, we're getting laser room, and probably also like the Verdugo U3 boss fights. Did they have that helmet in the main campaign? Like that helmet? Or I misremember?
I think so, yeah.
That
It's
looks
on like the
yeah,
last
I want
one.
to say room.
It's the armored one that you have like in the double Garrador room.
Yeah.
You two are infected.
Everybody's favorite room.
You must already feel the effects, eh?
But I mean, I don't know. I kind of
Everything down.
I don't think I want to analyze this too much because I mean we can just play it in a
So-
few days.
Yeah.
Ada never fought an El Gigante in the original.
I think that's true. Oh god, I didn't like this room. I didn't like this room in the original.
It looks like it's a cutscene with the way she enters it. So
I
maybe
mean,
it's
it's
just
the
like
intro
a
to the room, though. Do you think the entire room is
Is
a
it
cutscene?
QTE moment?
I could see it just be a cutscene.
I mean, I'm okay with that case. Like, I hope they weren't too tempted just to make this a QT nightmare because that would make me sad.
Yeah, maybe they just threw it in for a bit of fan service, you know?
Can you go back like slightly, like a few seconds? Here. This is just the map screen with an objective.
No,
Hmm.
that's pretty convenient for Ada.
Also, I don't think
Even
she's
has
going
the
to
player
transfer
error.
much data to that USB stick. She didn't push it in all the way.
No.
Oh dear.
See? That's not
Oh,
inserted.
Ada, you know, you need to
The
learn how to
light
use
doesn't turn on
computers.
either.
Oh no,
She's so
Ada.
good at typing with gloves on.
Oh, Ada.
Do you guys think like the price is fine, $10?
Yeah, I think
Depends
that's a
on how
fine
long it
price.
is. If it's like an hour, then that might be a bit much. But
They've added achievements, so it must be good.
They're showing a lot of different areas, so I mean, it can't be too short, can it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the original Separate Ways wasn't that short.
The original Separate Ways was like 4 to 5 hours long, that was pretty good length, I feel.
oh, you said 4 to 5. I thought you said 45. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Yeah,
It is just
Which
a
one
very
did you
big
do?
game,
You
I
just
think.
made it a
yeah,
whole
yeah.
RPG.
It's like 3 times longer than the base game. No,
No, 4 to
danger.
5. No.
Ooh, jet ski.
The good
I
guy's gonna have
like
to
that
wait.
they're doing this because in the original you never saw Ada like with the
Yeah.
jet ski, even though she was
Yeah.
the one that like placed
That's a
it
good
for
point.
Leon.
Tying
Yeah.
loose ends up.
Yeah,
I
look at that
have,
fluffy hair.
Oh, well, that hair moved in weird ways there. There's like a frame there where the hair went funky crazy.
But look at her running. Wow.
It's like moving backwards like a lot.
She's giving a lot of
I don't know,
emotion.
like there, like it just like snaps in a way. I feel like that's like a camera cut, and like it does weird things during camera cuts.
Yeah, I suppose
Um,
modern game engines do weird things during camera cuts
I
these
was going to say
days.
that I've looked up some reactions online. I've seen quite a few people that are they're actually complaining about the fact that you have to pay for this, which I don't know. I feel like I feel like it's fair. It's
Yeah,
I think it's
stuff that-
okay.
Yeah, especially considering back in the day, if you bought the GameCube version of RE4, well, you had to buy the game again
Yeah, exactly.
on a different
Yeah.
platform if you wanted to play separate ways, like I did with the Wii version.
This is pretty cool though. Like that looks like the Verdugo's doing different things.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also, it looks like a
think-
tease of U3.
yeah,
Do we
that
think,
is exactly what I was gonna say. That looked like the cargo area.
I'm sorry, I mean it.
I'm just.
It should keep
I'm
you
sorry,
busy.
guys. I'm just so triggered. I miss
Oh,
my hair
no.
strands. I just.
I'm
Looks fine to
gonna
me.
leave.
Sorry.
Looks
These
fine
aren't
to
hair
me.
strands.
Looks
Do we
fine
think
to
the
me.
Verdugo is going to be like a pursuer?
Oh, I hope not.
Please no. I could do without that.
Ooh, it's Adam Sadler.
Oh god.
Ayo.
But yeah, I mean, I think this will be fun to play, and like the mercenaries
Yeah.
content will be one more map. It'll be Wesker and Ada, and it
docks.
might be a couple of loadouts as well. As in addition to that, we'll see.
I think
Yeah,
it's
there
in,
was
like,
some stuff in game files.
Yeah, that kind of implied like there might be like another Leon. Could be two Adas. We'll see.
Actually, I have a question. Was there anything in the game files about the Plagueis removal laser? Because that's not in the game
No,
currently.
I don't think so.
Hmm.
There were some unused weapons that's for like Ada. There were like we could see like pretty sure we could see like the bow gun, the like a shotgun, and like a couple of unique pistols. I want to say, I think it was this pistol actually that was in the game files.
showcasing it straight away.
Look at this boy, this funky guy.
God, I wish I was more excited about the mercenary stuff because I'm like, from a mechanical level, it's not bad. It's just so bloody easy. I got done with mercenaries so quickly in this game. It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
It has a good core to work with, but yeah.
They just they made it so bafflingly easy. Like it's not very interesting to play. Like it's so little depth. But yeah, like we have some pictures here. Like there's some VR
Oh, pretty.
And
pictures.
Bang
Dithering.
There's a puzzles. You do puzzles in the game.
cube.
with your hands.
It's kind of funny. This is like a puzzle like a 3-year-old would do. It's kind of funny.
Which like place does this go
Gun.
into?
And then I have like the fixed iron sights and the MP5 gun thing. Do they call it MP5 in this game? I forget. I can't remember. I don't think
They call it
LE5?
something.
Ellie,
I think you call it a
LA?
submachine gun. They just call it submachine gun or something.
the last of us. LA.
Yeah, I think it might have been submachine gun in this game. I think in previous ones it was LE5 or this one. It's like one or the other.
I thought one of the
Yeah.
games called it the Compact 5.
Oh, I don't know.
Not
I don't
this
remember
one,
that
though,
one.
but
Oh yeah.
maybe I'm thinking of a different game.
What you're seeing in the background there, I think this is the new stage. So
Yeah.
I don't think they're adding Waterworld for it. It's just like a whole new stage.
No.
Oh well.
Because like this, I want to say this was the same thing you could see in game files. You could see a preview of what you see in the background here.
Yeah, it's like the docks or something.
Amber.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's close to the docks on the island. But then like there's Ada. Ada is confirmed to be in separate ways.
Oh wow.
One
Nice.
thing I found interesting is that oh Jesus Christ, I can't
Oh
look. I
god,
can't look. I
that's
can't
pretty
look.
bad.
One thing I found interesting is that I think it's called separate ways everywhere. I haven't seen any instance of it being called another order. In
well-
Japanese. Oh,
The Japanese website actually does indeed call it separate ways this time around. However,
In the
the
file.
game files
oh yeah.
says another order.
Yeah, like it's like AO everywhere in the game files.
Well,
And
that's
the
a
diffusion.
new coolest to sign.
Is it?
I
No,
think
I
I
think
remember
I-
that being in the game.
Yeah,
Really?
I do
don't
too.
recognize that.
I think it's like one of the more rare variants to see, but I think it's there.
Which
Spider
the guy with
Woman.
the chainmail?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I've seen that one before.
That's
this
really
render is so
promotional render.
nice.
Wesker, meh, you will give
Why
me
are
a
you
leg.
taking a picture
Meh.
of me?
Maybe in
Please.
Oh, this is an
maybe
old
in
render, I think.
maybe in 5 years, video games will look like those renders.
I feel like we're already kind of there.
Well, I mean, without the dithering artifacts in the hair.
Oh, this is some older
Um,
screenshots of the VR thing. Yeah, shall we move on? Anything else to say about Separate Ways? Oh wait,
Very
no.
excited.
Oh yeah. Wait. I forgot Pivimto. Pivimto sent me images. Like
Oh yes, I've got
Pivimto
so
got
many
early
images.
access to Separate Ways, so he sent me these images. Like this is
Wow.
like a
So-
very hot exclusive.
So early they used her RE6 outfit as a
Yeah,
stand-in?
yeah. So
Wow.
this is wow.
High quality. This is what you can expect.
Is this with hair strands? Oh, it's so smooth.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Wow. What? Such high quality imagery.
What resolution was
Don't
this
eat her hair.
taken at?
I don't know. Okay.
Yummy
I
hair.
guess. Wow. Look at she's on the mountains where she's not supposed to be. Oh.
Oh, fancy.
You're gonna get banned.
Wow.
So does this mean like
Whoa,
Capcom
it's
should
so
hire
raining.
Pivimto to take screenshots for them? Because this is hair strands. I like hair strands.
They look pretty. The fire is cool, I guess.
He's like stabbing that man. RE6 Ada is a pretty good design. Do you think mods, like Ada mods, will just work as is with the new DLC?
I mean, there was different Ada models in the game files, like a model where she had
Actually,
like the correct hook shot and one where she doesn't.
Yeah.
Like the version that is used in cutscenes for Leon's campaign replaces the hook shot with Claire's like 6-shooter, like the SLS from RE2 remake. And there's a
She's very
version where in
defined.
the holster it has like the correct hook shot.
Such fancy images.
This actually
Oh god, I take it all
Oh.
back. Oh no, I think this DLC needs more work. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh wow, that is.
Cat.
I don't. Are those cat ears? I don't know.
I'm not sure. Maybe Fox.
They're supposed to be.
Are they? They
Yeah,
look like
RE6
dog
8
ears.
is actually still my favorite design of her.
It's a pretty cool, pretty good design.
Mhm.
Ah,
Yes.
retro
I love that dress.
design.
Okay, is it time for new news for our other games?
Sure. Yeah.
Because they finally, I mean, this is a couple of months ago. We were just very late to actually cover this. But like, finally, they released a trailer for Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yes.
It's
The wind is pushing
likely
us into the
mature.
clouds again.
Spoilers is probably going to be
Likely.
mature. Oh, I mean, I don't think I'm playing at full speed. We'll see.
It's slow
No.
motion.
I am very excited about this game.
Yeah, I was so happy when I saw this trailer. I was not
I
expecting
see
it
you're
so
finally
soon.
awake.
I think it's about time because I mean,
Trying to cross the
I'm
Broadway.
pretty sure they've been working on this since early 2019, and that's a while ago now.
You do not remember? Then have you forgotten that you protected me from the dragon's flames?
You need only believe in your own destiny.
But it looks very much like Dragon's Dogma. That's kind of just what I want.
Yes.
Are we expecting hair strands in this game?
No.
No.
No. It's certainly not hair strands in this trailer, and I mean, this. I think this looks good. It does look worse than other Origin titles. I feel like, as with the original Dragon's Dogma, they're kind of like pushing, like the tech harder than usual.
Yeah, plus
Yeah, they have to
it-
do like open
if
world.
it's anything like the first game, it'll be a decently large-ish open world. Although compared to other open world games, I wouldn't be surprised if
Yeah.
it seems a bit small compared to.
I'm kind
You
of
can
fine
break
with that
bridges.
because some open world
Yeah.
games are absolutely huge.
Yeah, some open world games are definitely too big.
I think
So I'm very okay with something smaller.
I forget where they said it, but I'm pretty sure Capcom said like this game will have a world that's 4 times the size of the original Dragon's Dogma.
Dear God.
That's pretty good.
Well, yeah, I mean the open world of the first game wasn't that big, so 4 times that might still be relatively small compared to like
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed.
So I can just play this again at slow motion. So I went frame by frame in this trailer, and I can say that the frame rate is very much all over the place. Like parts of this is 30, parts is 60, another part just like jump up and down all the time. Like the frame rate looks very simple. But then again, like this, I mean, we don't have
Game
a
in
release.
development.
Yeah, like we don't have a release date yet. I would personally guess early next year. So, but hopefully they can like fine tune all of that stuff and make it smooth.
Also, I'm pretty sure this is the first RE Engine game that Capcom has developed that is being developed only for current gen consoles and PC. Like there's no PS4 version, there's no Xbox One version. It's just PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC. Nothing else.
Do you I don't know, I mean, you remember like RE4 remake and RE8, right?
They got a version announced for PS4 very late.
Yeah. Do you think they'll do the same here?
I'd be surprised if they did that again. A third time. That would be kind of ridiculous at this point.
Yeah. Light. Maybe I should. I'm gonna just go back. There's a few things I'm gonna specifically talk about during this.
Well, if they do announce a surprise last gen version, maybe it'll be at the TGS showcase because yeah, Capcom have announced they'll be having a TGS showcase on September 21st, and Dragon's Dogma 2. More information about Dragon's Dogma 2 has been promised by Itsuno himself.
And if you're physically at TGS, you get to play the game. It's
what? Oh my god!
It's gonna be playable there.
Okay, I didn't actually know it was going to be playable. That does indicate the game's farther along than I thought. Are you checking for strands again?
No, this is a new race. Like, well, like the beast.
Is it the cat
people.
race?
And I think you can play as them. I think it's shown like you can be a cat, big cat.
Meow.
And like we see like a return of a bunch of spells and some new stuff here and there.
I like the way the animations look.
There's a cat, and yeah, like these are the beast ren,
Meow.
and they're gonna be a playable race. Like it's nice to see like a returning super dark knights. That's cool. It's cool to see.
Also, man, this game, if you're lucky enough to have like an OLED display, this game's gonna look fucking great on an OLED display at night. There's just pure blacks.
Oh yes.
And this must be a new class, I assume, that we're seeing here.
Builds a bridge.
Yeah, looks like it. And Bolide, best spell. Best spell.
You know, I hope they've done something to make the warrior class, the class with the big two-handed sword. I hope they've done something to make that a bit more competitive with the other classes. Because in the first game, that class kind of lagged behind the others somewhat, which is a shame because, you know, twatting things in the face with a big, huge sword, it can be fun. Yeah, like that. See?
Pretty fun.
That was the leg, but still.
And this is pretty cool. You can see like the bridge get destroyed. It's a cool moment.
But yeah, I think a lot of the
pawns.
like the early preview footage did make somewhat of a big deal about some destructibleness.
I have to cover them up.
Yeah, I'll cover them up with my character.
Oh god! It backfired. It backfired. They've also confirmed, unfortunately, this is single player only. I'm a little bit sad because Dragon's Dogma Online was really fun, but oh well.
Yes.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
You'll just have to put some more effort into designing your pawns.
Oh, I'll go nuts.
I predict Akamedi will make a copy of himself again.
Like this view right there.
Looks like Black Desert.
Yeah, maybe one thing Capcom wants to do with this game is they just want to go full streaming with no loading screens, I assume, because I mean, RE Engine can do that.
Yeah. I was gonna say like this view. It's kind of weird because like it reminds me quite a lot of Grand Sorin, but at the same time, like it's not like this. Like just like the placement of like here you have a big city, like ruins nearby, and like a big town back. Like just a general design. Also, like it's along the coast, it's a river. Like it's very, very like it's similar to like the area you were in first game, but at the same time, like it's not the same. Like this, like it has to be different. Like it, like the little stuff like that, like just like the tower is way bigger. For instance, like this area here is different, etc. Another interesting.
Certainly a lot of unanswered questions.
Yeah. One place here. Here, like that just I don't know. The design of that guy just looks so much like the original you see at the
original
very
guy,
start of
yeah.
DD1. It's for like that interesting, but well, I guess
There's
we'll see what they do
also
story-wise.
a guy that looks like the default arisen when doing the fist bump animation that we see in this
Oh yeah,
trailer.
yeah. That might be a better example. Yeah, I forget where it is in the trailer.
You
But
can
it
see
is
it
somewhere.
shortly.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that looks
It
almost
looks exactly like him,
exactly.
yeah,
yeah.
it looks,
Yeah.
it just looks identical.
He's the main character, of course.
Speaking of Dragon's Dogma Online, I hope they've been inspired by that in some ways, because I think it did improve on the formula in certain ways. For instance, when you change vocations in DDO, it will remember the equipment that you used last time you used that vocation. It wouldn't reset all of
Ooh.
it, which is a great
Oh
quality of life thing.
yes, please give me that.
I
Yeah,
also,
you could have like sets and like cosmetic armor as well.
yeah,
Like
yeah. That was also a good thing.
that
Yeah.
was something that I really enjoyed, where you could just like get an armor set that you liked and wear it as like the visual, but use the stats of a different
Yeah.
armor set.
That sounds pretty good, because like the first game had a lot of really nice looking armor sets,
Yeah.
but you were tied to the stats.
Another thing that
I just hope they bring back Zool from DDO,
Ah,
everyone's
best villain.
favorite boss fight.
Oh, so good.
Zool, rest in peace.
Oh, too soon. I was gonna say that this changed gameplay quite a bit, but it also changed that I enjoyed, which is the fact that you had actually a pretty big limitations when it comes to healing potions in DDO. Like in original DD1, you could just carry a billion and
Oh,
be invincible.
yeah.
But in DDO, you can only carry a small amount. And I think that was actually a pretty good change, because it made gameplay a lot more challenging.
Yeah, you really could just spam like crazy in the first
Yeah.
game with healing.
I also wouldn't mind if they just threw most of the crafting out the window, because I feel like that was kind of just...
Yeah, that was pretty annoying.
Yeah, it just felt unnecessary. But
In DDO, there was a feature for like crafting in DDO where you could also just have your pawns do it.
Yeah.
You would just leave them in like a dungeon room somewhere, and they would just do a bunch of crafting while you could go out
So, yeah,
into
that
the world.
That also reminds me, you had like a private room that you could like decorate, and like your pawn would like live in that room.
Your
That's
main
kinda-
pawn, yeah, they
Yeah.
would like sit on your bed, go into your hot tub, do a bunch of stuff. Don't ask questions, Ryman. It was beautiful.
DDO was a great game. It was so good. Let's see. I think I have some images here. So there's an image of cat beast
Meow.
Ren race.
No.
A bridge being destroyed. I mean, this looks pretty
Oh,
fun.
that is a different armor set than that character wears in like different parts of the trailer.
Yeah. Interesting.
That is
character designs. Does this say for
there's some
YouTube?
varying designs here. I'm liking that.
Yeah, I mean, I am. I'm just... Look at that cat man.
Meow.
But I want
Are
this
those
game.
actually children? I don't remember there being children in.
Oh god,
I don't think
don't
so,
you remember Fornible's daughter?
No.
She was a thing. Maybe you blacked her out. Maybe it was too traumatizing. I think everyone found her too traumatizing.
I want to say there was children.
I mean, there was
in the
definitely
first
Fornible's
game.
daughter. Like she was a child in the first one. But
Maybe it's because the last Dragon's Dogma I played was DDO, and I don't think there were a lot, if any, child characters.
mean,
I don't remember any.
I do only remember one child in DD1. Like maybe like I don't know. Maybe it was only one in total. But you see him.
But I mean, like with this, it looks like they're at least like expanding like the NPCs like a lot.
Yeah.
Is that Ashley? That kind of looks
In
like
the background,
Ashley.
yeah.
That'd be funny. Do you think they use the
Just
same
disguising.
like system for the NPCs, like faces? Because in DD1, I want to say they only have two face meshes, like one female, one male, and then those two meshes are morphed for like every NPC and every character in the entire game. If I recall.
I don't think that would work here with the cat people, but
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I guess that would be at least one more mesh.
maybe they also have like child character variants, because adults don't morph that well to children. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it uses like mesh morphs for a lot of stuff, just with a few like extra variants.
Good at climbing.
Oh yeah, like
Not again.
yet
Nom.
again, big dragon stealing someone's heart. We've
Same
seen
voice
that.
actor for the dragon as well.
If I had a dime for every time that happened, I would have 2, which isn't a lot, but it's weird it happened twice.
Did it happen in DDR? I want to say it didn't happen in DDR.
I don't think it did.
So.
Actually, I think it might have, because your character did have a scar. So
Guess it was implied that it happened then. She
That's
looks like a
a lot
Black
of
Desert
origins.
Yennefer.
sorceress, this character.
she does kind of look like Yennefer.
Oh yeah.
I'm really liking these cat people. It's really going to make me like tempted to make my character a cat person.
God, look at the size of that. Go back. Look at the size of that sword. I just want to hit something with it.
It's a pretty big sword.
What is this, an ogre?
Careful,
Yeah.
master. Ogre.
Like Riftstones return. We
Mm.
get the pawns. But yeah,
Claire?
Claire.
I don't see it.
so TGS
The
is
face
on.
kind of looks like the same shape.
It is a bit similar. I feel like it's also different. But as Rami said, we'll have TGS in just a few days, and then we'll have more information. So maybe we'll just have another podcast then. I don't know.
Looking forward
Could you
to
imagine if they did like a demo? Like you got the demo with like RE6 or something?
Oh.
I mean, I would be all over a demo if they were going to release that. Like, I would just. I mean, it would be also great from like a modding standpoint, just to get ready for the full game. That would be great.
I also wouldn't be surprised if there's a demo if it's like PlayStation exclusive or something.
Oh, gosh.
No, I'm Jim Ryan. I'm going to buy every demo.
I could see it happening too because I mean, this was revealed for the first time during a PlayStation State of Play.
Me and Capcom
True.
are besties.
Besties?
Go away, Jim. Ryan.
Yes.
Do we have
I'm Jim Ryan.
anything else
Jim
you want to say about DD2?
I'm hype. I'm very hype. This is one of the games I'm looking forward to the most. Please
Oh,
be
that's
good.
great.
Please be good.
I
think
kind
it's
of
good.
forgot about it, which is in a way good because that makes the wait like more bearable.
I feel like it's been easy to forget game because this year has kind of just been stuffed with so much stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2023
just-
is crazy.
I wouldn't be surprised if they announce a release date or like a release window at least for the game during
Yeah,
TGS.
I mean, if there's going to be a playable demo for attendees, that does insinuate that it's surprisingly close.
February 2023. That is my prediction. And they're going to
Before
announce it in 3
2023,
days.
it's already out.
Oh, sorry. Oh, God, I forget how does time go
We're-
forward so quickly? 2024. God damn it. Oh, it's in 2024 in just a few
That would
months. It
be
doesn't make
soon.
sense to me.
I don't
That
know.
doesn't make
Time
any-
isn't real.
That is illogical. Stop
Time
time. Cancel
isn't
time.
real. I wish.
But yeah, that is my prediction. February, and I think it'll be announced at TGS. That is my
To
prediction.
be fair, they've got so much voice acting already, so I'm sure it's like close to being done.
Also, I mean, I think this has been in development since 2019, and DMC5 they managed to create in, I think that development was like 3.5 years, if I recall. And they've already been spending like 4.5 years making this.
It should be good.
I mean,
So-
in scope, it is probably bigger than DMC, is my
yeah,
guess.
that is true, yeah.
But I mean, they have, if it is 4.5 years, then that is already a year more. But still, like, this game's going to be packed with content.
Speaking of voice acting, do you think every NPC will be voiced?
Yeah,
were
they
voiced in
actually
one,
hired
probably.
me.
They hired you.
Yeah, they hired me to voice all the NPCs, all of them, every single one.
I can't believe you're breaking NDA on
Oh my
this here
gosh.
podcast.
Yeah, like the release date's actually tomorrow.
Oh,
But
holy shit.
they were fully voiced in one, weren't they? I don't think there was any like text-only dialogue in one, right?
I don't remember. It's been a hot minute.
I think there was like certain quests which was just text only, but yeah, most of them
Maybe
were.
are you talking about like a notice board quests? Because you got those on just like a notice board and those were text only. But I think when you talk with NPCs, I want to say they were always voiced, but some NPCs just didn't have that much to say.
I don't know. Like, there's that guy during like the tutorial. You know, one of my favorites, where he goes like,
Rook.
"Enough," but he's actually saying a lot more
Yeah.
than that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think they were all fully voiced. Like maybe they had like one voice line to introduce them. And then,
Have
of
to
course,
play
there
the
was
game, I get to
there was
remember.
like the innkeeper guy who's like, what will it be today? Have you pick? Any you like?
You can't go
Yeah, there was him too.
I'm Jim Ryan.
Oh, Jim, you're not in the game, no. Shall we move on to more news?
Well, I guess I just have a few questions I want Capcom to eventually answer, although I might have to wait for the game to come out for some of them. Well,
you can
first of
tell
all,
me. We're besties. I'll let you know.
so I guess first of all, like I mentioned earlier, I hope there have been some improvements to the warrior class with the two-handed sword to make it a bit more competitive with the other classes. Second of all, I wonder if they've done anything to the pawn shatter. Is it still there? Is it still as frequent as it was before?
They updated that in the PC version. They made it a setting to like adjust how
Oh
much
yeah,
they
they
babble.
did. I forgot about that.
I think that carried over to like the new console ports they did as well.
And thirdly,
I think it was also a thing in Dragon's Dogma Online that they
Yeah, I think so,
chatted
yeah.
less.
and
Also, sorry for cutting you off.
thirdly, I'm curious how they'll handle post game in this one. Like,
Yeah.
will there be some sort of replayable difficult content once you've like beaten the game, or will we have to wait for DLC for that?
Do you think there will be DLC?
If the game
Depends on
does
how well
well,
it sells.
yeah, I think if it does well enough, I could see them doing something
Bitter Black Isle 2?
dark arisen-y again.
I want to say Itsuno himself didn't work on Bitter Black Isle. I think there was like another team that worked on that.
Oh,
if I
okay.
recall.
But yeah, those are the main things. I mean, the fact that the game is already shaped up to be a lot bigger, that already has me quite excited.
To address your point slightly, Ryman, about like the warrior class. I mean, this also again is like kind of tying back to something Sectus said earlier. If they're taking things from Dragon's Dogma Online, like some of the classes were more streamlined there. You had like some classes like mixed together to like streamline things. So I feel like if they take stuff from that, the Warriors is going to be better than DD1.
Okay, good. Of course, I didn't get a chance to play DDO because Capcom were like, "No, you don't get it. No, just Japan. No,
Yep.
no, you don't
It's
get it."
also sad because they were gonna make more stuff to the game. They had more content planned, but then like Capcom they just shut off all of the development just suddenly.
So silly.
Nothing
Yeah.
personal. It's just business.
Maybe it's because they were making
Maybe.
this.
Maybe, but still, I mean, the game was still had like a decent user base. I want to say DDO.
Yeah.
I'm
I
still
mean, yeah,
bitter.
I do remember like each time I boot up the game, like there were plenty of servers, and like there were like people in. There were like people in like those like city lobbies, like a ton of them.
Yeah, I was playing it with Suslos and some other people at the time. I didn't get to play all of DDO, but like we played it a lot. It had like a lot of content, and
Yeah.
they were actively like adding new stuff while we were playing it.
Yeah, it's a shame that got shut down. It was also kind of a little bit annoying to like get it working back in the day if you weren't in Japan.
Yeah.
You needed to do VPN stuff.
Yeah, I started playing it originally on my PS4, and yeah, you had to like do a VPN like through the PS4 settings, which made things like very slow and input laggy. Eventually, I got the PC version with like a fan patch, and that like worked a lot better because once you were past the login screen, you could just disable your VPN and it would work fine.
Yeah. They actually made a PS3 version of that. I just remember that was interesting.
Oh yeah, they did.
Any other words to say about DD2?
I'm excited.
Exciting stuff.
I really wonder what they're going to show for
Yeah.
it this week.
Very curious.
But yeah, I'm excited for it, and then until it comes out, I'll probably forget about it, and then when it comes out, I'll be super excited again. Or whenever we do a next podcast about it.
Yeah. I guess I also hope I have a new graphics card before this comes out, because if RE4 Remake taught me anything, it's like I could use a new card. And this
Yeah, I'm gonna assume this is gonna be pretty demanding.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's for current gen only. It's a big open world game. It's probably going to be even heavier than RE4 Remake.
Bunch of foliage effects,
Yeah.
whatnot.
All that ball-eyed.
Also,
So
hey,
much bow light.
hey, Capcom, can you do me a solid? Could you like put DLSS in this? That'd be cool because
I'll talk to my bestie Capcom about it.
so far your FSR implementation's been kind of shit. Just saying.
How dare you say that about my bestie Capcom?
Yeah,
What's
I've
wrong
said
with
my
this?
piece.
Well, shall we then move on to more news?
Yes.
Yes, let's go.
There's more news?
More news.
So much news.
Laura!
Yeah.
This
Oh no!
was suddenly like this took me by surprise because like I kind of thought they just had forgotten these games. Because but yeah,
I'm still
they're-
traumatized by being bad at jumping in this.
So
That.
they're remastering the first 3 Tomb Raider games,
Is this open, Laura?
and it's going to be released for basically every single system out there. I mean, it's there, like
Wow.
PS5,
There it is.
PS4, Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series XX.
Where's
and
my Wii U
Steam.
port?
Mm.
3DS? Vita?
Mhm.
PS3?
That's funny.
I wonder
I'm
if they'll keep all
serious?
of like the original music and sounds and stuff.
It said that you could switch back to like original graphics and stuff, so
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's actually what they're showing off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Doing various parts of the
you
trailer.
can switch on the fly.
Right. I'm gonna have to ask you to pause at a certain point in the trailer.
Okay.
I think it's coming up in a moment. Here, pause here.
Yeah.
So a lot of parts of the new graphics I don't mind, but this fucking T-Rex looks so goofy. It looks so goofy. It looks so dumb. It's like,
You think he
ugh.
looks goofy? You should look at the original T-Rex again.
Yeah.
I remember the original T-Rex. I got that far in the original game. I think it looks more intimidating than this guy. This guy looks like he just is like, oh, what am I doing?
By the way,
here?
this
Oh."
era in the original, it didn't have this. This was entirely black.
Oh
it didn't
yeah,
have
it
a sky.
was.
Oh,
Yeah, there
weird.
was.
You know, I
sky
kind of prefer it
box.
being all black. It makes it weirdly more ominous.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to be an outdoor area, so I feel like this should be. I mean, they could make like
It
dark
makes
and
sense, but
they could be like nighttime or something. But I do think there should be a sky here.
yeah. But
Yeah,
I do
maybe-
feel like it was more ominous that way.
I mean, there
Do you think that's why they
also
showed this angle? It's like low.
was another thing is that I was showing much of the original here. Like I think actually like in the original game, I think there was like a huge amount of fog. You couldn't see very far anywhere. I want to say like this is kind of a lie. I don't think you could see this far ahead in the original. Like there was just fog like all the time in the original. I want to say.
yeah, I mean this seemingly is just like the switch between the classic and like updated graphics in these versions of the game.
Yeah.
Maybe the two graphics modes just share the same draw distance.
Yeah, I'm guessing it does, and
Yeah.
it switches out like the polygonal and like texture data.
She looks so good.
I'm like super excited for these because
Yeah.
I've tried playing the originals a few times,
Whoa,
and I've always
wait.
had trouble.
Hold on. Can we zoom in on the small text at the bottom here? All right. Because like it mentions like Lara Croft Tomb Raider, but it also mentions Legacy of
Legacy of
Kain.
Kain.
Why is that mentioned here under the copyrights?
Huh, interesting.
Weird.
Maybe that's gonna be bonus content. You can place like as a like the Kane guy. I don't know. I don't know. That's a weird thing to mention.
Yeah, that
here.
would be weird, especially considering people would probably be happier if they got like a
Shadow
Legacy of
Tomb
Kain.
Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I mean it's also weird that they're mentioning those games. Are those like going to be bonus costumes?
Could you imagine?
I'm also a little bit. I'm just confused about Riot because isn't it technically Embracer that bought everything? Shouldn't they be listed here? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a bit odd. It seems like Crystal Dynamics might be publishing this or something. It's weird.
Now, according to the Steam page, Asper is the developer and also publisher.
Okay.
Oh, it's Aspire. By the
Oh.
way, they just decided to
Aspire.
spell it weird.
So what do you guys think of the new Lara? DeSantis is
Very excited.
It looks good.
Rounder.
I think like they is this did they primarily use like FMV Lara as like inspiration for this?
It looks
design?
like that, yeah.
It does look like that, yeah.
But she looks good. Very human.
If Aspire is watching this, I have a couple of things you guys might want to fix. That's a lot of fingers.
Yeah.
Is this AI? That's a lot of fingers.
Oh,
That's a lot of fingers.
That looks like they forgot to disable
wait,
some
is
blend
the other
shapes.
hand that bugged as well? Or is it just that one hand?
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
Yeah.
it is.
It looks like two
Yeah, I
hand
guess
meshes
it's
activated at
different
the same
models,
time.
yeah.
Whoops.
There's what other things to note here. What do you guys also like? What do you guys think about like the environment graphical change?
I like it.
I think
Yeah, I
there's
think it's
some
nice.
color changes that may be a bit like drastic compared to like the original look, but I mean
It looks
overall
mostly
I think
faithful.
I think overall it looks really good.
I like the shadows. They look good. I will say that I think the character models are all a big improvement. I will say
Yes.
I'm not sure how I feel about the new textures in our environment. Like
Do you think they're like AI upscaled?
I think it might be AI generated. Because I don't know, like, if you look at them, like if you just I don't know, like
It is the same texture repeating. Like they it does kind of look like
it is
they
based
took
on the
the
same
original
texture.
text. Yeah, like they took the original texture and like
Yeah.
through like some kind of AI upscale
Yeah,
filter,
so I
like
mean-
redid them.
If you use stuff like ESG, I mean ESR, GM, I don't think you would get this kind of detail. I think what they could be doing, it could be just something a la stable diffusion with image to image. I feel like there's a chance that's what they're doing.
Yeah, it does look very like similar to it.
I'll feel slightly mean if they did actually make this by hand, but to me this I don't know, it kind of looked like slightly weird to me.
They did actually add like some new details in certain areas because like this extra like foliage up here.
Yeah, we don't see it in that before here, but yeah, I think it
There
does that in
might be
other
some
places.
here as well.
I
don't know.
Not so much.
But I think I saw it in like other parts of the trailer.
There is no sprint in this game, is there?
I think they sprinted like 4. I think they added it.
Yeah.
They don't show too many. Like I feel like if it's here, like these textures, they just look weird to me, to be honest. I feel like that's why I think like this could be AI generated. There's just something off about them.
Yeah, it could be.
But I will say that
Well-
modders will probably just do their own take on textures. They'll probably do a better job. I feel like that's very possible.
Hopefully, it will be possible to modify stuff in this release.
The backwards running is pretty cool.
I like the new shadows. I think the new shadows are a pretty cool improvement.
Have they?
Those trees are entirely different.
Oh yeah.
Oh. So this might be a bit of a thorny topic, but have they mentioned anything about offering a alternative modern controls that will probably upset purists?
Okay, let's open Pandora's box. Let's go there. Actually, before we go there, I'm kind of curious. Like,
Well,
what do
here,
you
there's some
guys
foliage
want?
in this shot. That
What
we
is it?
just saw. There was some new foliage, I think, like
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
yeah. So I feel like that's a nice thing to add. But I'm kind of curious, like, what would you guys prefer? Would anyone here prefer the original tank controls? Would anyone prefer like a different control scheme?
I would
just
prefer
both
some.
options.
I mean, yeah, options would be best, but I would personally prefer some like modernization of the controls that like at least makes some of the janky controls a little bit better to use.
So, I haven't had a ton of experience with the original games, but I remember I think I tried to start playing Tomb Raider 2 like maybe like a year or two ago, and I was trying to do like the obstacle course in Croft Manor, and for some reason there was this one jump like I swear I was pressing the jump button at the
No,
right time.
That's not right. Go back to the
And-
start. Try again.
Yeah, that happened all the time because she wouldn't jump. I tried over and over, and she would not jump, and I don't know why, because I don't quite understand how the original controls.
It's like a
work.
lag of jump, isn't it? There's like a little bit of lag on the
I
jump.
mean, doesn't the tutorial explain? I mean, the Tomb Raider 1 tutorial definitely explains how the jumping works. The thing is, like, you will move basically, like, ideally you will move up like one tile back, and then like roughly half into the tile, you will start holding jump, and then she'll always jump at the very end of the ledge.
See, I tried pressing and holding the jump button, and she still would refuse to jump.
Like, were you pressing it just at the very end of the like edge, or well before?
When I was pressing it at the edge, so I was like, okay, I'll try holding it like a little bit before, and that still wasn't working.
It is possible you just weren't doing it early enough, because you're supposed to hold it like fairly early on, and then she'll like, just wait with jumping until you're at the very edge. Is that the only thing you would want changed with the controls?
Well, I think the ideal scenario would be just keep the original controls in there, but add like modern, well,
Like
quote,
RE1
modern
HD.
controls as an option.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I would
options be
prefer
good.
that.
Because then, like, that should, in theory, appease everybody.
I wonder how the
Yes.
game would play if you make it literally like a modern game where like when you press jump she instantly jumps and you can like move freely any direction. I feel like it could make parts of the game like way harder, because it would just alter like how you do the jumping in the game, because it is supposed to be like almost like semi like the timing aspect is supposed to be practically automatic, because you hold down the button before like well before the edge, and then she like just automatically jumps at the correct time for you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I actually have another question regarding this topic. What if this release only has the original controls, and it was so faithful that you couldn't even move the camera with the right stick?
Ew.
Well, I mean, you could look around while standing still freely in the original game, but yeah, that's
But you had to make Lara look.
yes, with the look command. But yeah, this
I would not like that very much, if I'm very honest. I would I'm really hoping they add like an option, or like just in general like a modernized control scheme.
It probably is the biggest question mark regarding this release right now, is how the controls are going to be handled.
I want to see, is there some kind of press release for this?
They have actually mentioned this briefly. Like there's a modern control scheme, but they haven't said anything about how it works.
Okay.
They said like you can choose between classic and modern joystick control schemes. That's all it says. But I feel like it's an interesting topic. But I've been looking at online people talking about this. There's a lot of people just like super arguing like both sides. Like, hey, the game would be completely unplayable with new controls, and other people saying that it would be impossible to play with the old controls because they just can't handle tank control. So it's like there's a lot of people like really angry and really determined that their stance is correct.
All right, fine. I'm purchasing the game right now.
The game also features a variety of quality of life improvements, including camera lock-on and achievements.
Yeah. And then at one point it says you can switch between classic and modern joystick controls, but that's all it says. And
that it includes the expanded like levels, or the additional levels.
Yeah,
The last levels.
yeah. Those levels used to be PC only, actually. The bonus levels for 1, 2, and 3.
Wow.
But yeah, back to the controls. So I think one thing they could look at for inspiration, like hopefully people won't run away screaming when I say this, that they could look at Age of Darkness, because in that game, if you play it on PC, you have controls that are the same as the classic games. If you play on PS2, then you have more modernish controls where like it is camera relative. If you hold right, she'll just move towards the right. If you hold back, she'll move towards the back. But at the same time, you could hold down back, and then you could like fine-tune the position around edges, and also you could make a move backwards, like line up for jumps. If they just implement that control scheme as like an optional thing, I think that would just make everyone fine. Like I think that would make everyone happy. Just have that as an
My
option.
legs feel stronger.
There's other things to point out here. There's one thing I find kind of sad about this trailer. Let me see if I get when it is. Yeah, right here. This. So having played through OpenLAR, which is a fan creation of Tomb Raider 1, seeing this original water makes me kind of sad because the original water in Tomb Raider 1 doesn't look very good, and OpenLAR made it look amazingly good.
They had like pixel shaded water in that port, didn't they?
Yeah, and like with ripples and everything, like it was super fancy. You can also see here, like if you focus on the braid, the
It just
adding,
disappears.
the adding. It doesn't disappear. Like you can, I think you can briefly see it behind the
They
back
did.
move.
They just cut it off. Like
Yeah,
wow.
you see it right there. But they just added more realistic physics to it. I think one thing which is slightly wonky, looks kind of weird with a much more realistic art style is that, I mean, her face didn't move much. I think sometimes it changes to a different texture if she's like hurt. And it looks like they're kind of going with the same style of like, her face is just so static. She just, yeah, like her eyes doesn't seem to ever move or anything. I feel like if they could change that, I think that would be great. But maybe that just isn't within the scope.
Maybe it's like part of polish or whatever.
That transition from the old to the new face, it's like she goes from being like super mad to being like, I'm confident now.
Yeah, it's pretty funny change because yeah, like the face was just a texture before. Yeah, it's a pretty big change. And she goes from pyramid boobies to rounded boobies. Oh my god, the technology. Like here we also see a change. This is Tomb Raider 3, right?
Isn't that 2?
Is it 2? I am uncertain. Oh yeah, I guess here we will also see an example of like the sky. So yeah,
I was gonna say there's so much different lighting as well.
I guess in Tomb Raider 2 or 3 they did actually have a proper sky rather than just blackness, although it does become black in the horizon there. It also it's kind of weird, like they just completely changed like the time of day in that shot. I think that in this shot here, like a very different time of day.
Yeah.
Like there's
Although
some
there's
choices.
no black. There's no black in the background.
Yeah, they changed like the horizon to actually have stuff. Like there's some choices here that I don't fully agree with, but I feel like that's something modders could change. And even so, like even if this is flawed, like they're actually finally remastering these games. Like it's been, like we haven't had anything classic Tomb Raider in so long. So it's like really, really, really nice to see.
And it's releasing on pretty much every relevant current platform.
And
it's gonna be everywhere.
February 2024. I think someone noted that that's actually Lara's birthday.
Oh,
wait, her birthday is Valentine's Day.
There's another nitpicky thing I want to highlight here. The shadows look really good. When does she fight the dinosaur?
I think it's near the beginning.
At the beginning,
if you're looking for Mr. Dopey.
What was that in the background there? What is that shiny thing? There's something shiny there. What is that? What is that? I don't know what that is.
Collectible
thing.
It looks like the gemstones you mine in Genshin for weapon material.
Oh, here we go.
It did remind me of like some of the gemstones and like artifacts you collect in like Tomb Raider Underworld.
Well, her arms do some crazy work.
Yeah, like this. This is like her arms. Like if you pay attention to her right arm, like it. If you pay attention to her arms in general, like it kind of just goes through stuff.
Did it do that in the original?
I'm pretty sure they did that in the original. Like these animations are very similar to the original animations, so they're kind of like a little bit wonky wonk. So like the models in general are much more detailed, much more polygons, except for the shotgun. I think this is just the original shotgun mesh.
Well, I mean,
it's square.
It's adorable.
Well, not out until February. Game in development.
I mean, I feel like also if you zoomed in like on how she held her gun there, like on her left hand, I feel like it's clipping through her hand a bit.
Or does she have the double hand mesh again?
I don't think she does here.
Yeah, like the hands aren't really moving at all.
Big improvements.
But yeah, I am. And like the what was the price for this? I forget.
Uh,
Did they not surprise?
$29.99. But it currently is 10% off on all platforms except Steam. If you own the originals, it's 20% off.
Oh, really?
Yep.
How kind.
So on every platform, it's like $27 right now.
I
For
include.
PC.
I included a few bonus clips here.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh.
I recorded a little bit of the original, just for the sake of comparison. So this original played in a PS1 emulator.
Oh, okay.
Well, look at that neck.
Oh, hold on.
I'm more looking at all the like.
I just remembered something. I need to jump to a place where they show all the new graphics. Here. So, if I go frame by frame, so like yeah, I think it's actually was it 60 briefly here? No, I think this yeah. So it is 30 FPS when you're playing with the old graphics, and then with the new with every step, then it's a new frame. So like yeah, so with new graphics it's 60, old is 30.
Makes sense.
I think they're probably doing the same thing as stuff like Diablo 2 Resurrected, where it is running the old code in the background all the time. That's at 30 FPS, and then the new graphics engine is like interpolating between like current and old frame from the like original graphics, which might maybe in theory mean that there might be a little bit more input lag in theory with new graphics, but I don't know. But yeah, I just want to showcase this old version. Just because, yeah, yeah. Look at that, just 30 bits. Look at those textures. Look at that, those texture schemes and everything.
Oh boy.
I mean, you can get Tomb Raider 1 looking quite a bit better than this. Like the PC version looks better, and also there's like fan creations like OpenLAR that looks way better than this.
I
But
think
it is
a while ago I messed around with something like the project at the time. I think it's had a name change this time, but I think it was called like Tomb 1 Main, which is like it's not like an open source engine recreation, but it's like a big overhaul of like the original executable.
Yeah, I want to say, does that like work by hooking onto specific parts, specific functions, and replaces those from the original executable?
Something like that. Like I think it uses a direct 3D version of the original as a base, and it works off of that.
There's a Tomb Raider 2 project that works the same way. There's so many fan projects for the original Tomb Raider games.
It's almost like these are really well beloved by the fans.
Yeah.
I remember when I was setting that up because like there's like cues, like music cues in the PlayStation version that are initially not present in the PC version. They're replaced with different music cues, and there are ways to add that back in, which is good because I think the PlayStation music sounds a bit better.
I also included, for the heck of it, a little bit of footage from the remake of Tomb Raider 1 Anniversary that was released 2007, right?
The only version of Tomb Raider 1 I've actually fully finished.
So, and this did a huge overhaul. I mean, like this gameplay is not similar to the classic games at all. Like I feel like this plays more like Prince of Persia: Sands of Time than it plays like the old Tomb Raider games.
Well, yeah. I mean, this came out after Legend, and it plays just like Legend.
But I just thought I'd include this comparison for the heck of it. I mean, I feel like this looks graphically pretty nice.
Yeah, this holds up.
I feel like for the remaster, they also like graphically, like at least for the character model, also kind of took inspiration from this. I feel
maybe it is
because that is what my initial thought was when I saw the like remastered character models. That it was like kind of based on this and like Legend.
I have even more bonus footage.
Okay.
Even
this
more?
is Open Lara, and look at that water! Look at that water!
Wow.
It is very
That
nice.
looks so good.
Also, Tomb Raider 2, Lara and Tomb Raider 1? Is that what I'm seeing here?
It might be. Yeah, it does. It did add a braid to her, and also
You
this.
can even play Jill in this.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
people
yeah.
have made all kinds of mods for this, and
Hi, Joe.
this is also showcasing a modification I made to OpenLAR where you can use the right stick whenever to like look around, which I think was
Oh.
which is something I really hope they do with the remastered version because this is
Yeah.
I think this is a good quality of life feature just to make it so you can always look around.
I mean, given the fact that they are like that they confirmed that they're making quality of life stuff like the camera lock on, I feel like they kind of have to like include it at least as like a setting or like by default.
Yeah, I'll be very sad if they
No.
don't. I mean, I mean, it wouldn't happen, but it would be absolutely great if they just made it open source and let fans just like add any fix they wanted to the remaster.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen though.
Yeah,
It'd
that
be
is
nice,
yeah.
but
Now, how many people here are familiar with the developer that's working on these remasters? Aspire.
I looked them up and they've done like some other remasters and ports, like specifically like some Switch ports.
So Aspire actually has a very long history. They got their start making Mac ports in like the late 90s. They've been around a
Oh.
long time. But then I guess at some point in like maybe the past 5 years or so, Mac ports were just not profitable, so they started doing ports for other console platforms. Like as you mentioned, they've been doing a lot of Nintendo Switch ports as of late. So a lot of Star Wars games actually.
Yeah, that's mainly what I saw. Like they did a lot of Star Wars games, and I feel like the reception to those like ports that they did for those games was pretty good.
Yeah, I remember hearing the same.
So that also like gives me faith in this collection that they're like going to do a good job with it.
I will say that I've briefly looked into their Jedi Outcast port to PS4 and other platforms, and they did a pretty bad job with the widescreen support in that. Like all the pre-rendered cutscenes are stretched, all UI elements are stretched, the real-time cutscene FOV is wrong, the in-game FOV is wrong. And like
Oh no.
I personally worked on my own like mod for Jedi Outcast where I managed to add like proper widescreen support. I feel like that was a little bit disappointing, but I don't know, like maybe they just didn't have a lot of a budget, like development time to spend on that part. Like I don't know. There was also a little bit of controversy with them earlier this year where they were working on Knights of the Old Republic port for I think Switch, and they promised they would incorporate a mod that restores cut content, but they announced that they had cancelled that for whatever reason, and people got really mad due to that.
There's actually another interesting story regarding them and Knights of the Old Republic. At one point, Aspire were the developers of the full remake of Knights of the Old Republic that was announced for like PS5, I think, a long time ago. But apparently, at somewhere along the way, that got moved to a different studio. I think I'm seeing something here, but Saber Interactive is now doing that.
That's odd.
Yeah. You have to wonder, maybe they just don't have the staff for like a really big project.
It could be that like their staff like also wasn't like I feel bad saying like capable, but like that they're like better specialized in like doing ports and remasters than like making their own full game or even like a remake. Like maybe they're not like equipped for that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Perhaps not.
it's hard to say.
I feel like budget could be a huge part of it because like this project seems to be a lot more ambitious than basically almost everything that we worked on in the past. I feel. Let's see. I think I have even more bonus clips there.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Oh, the classic.
there's a little thing I made in OpenLAR. Very a good little video.
Yeah,
Look at that
I
little
don't
T-Rex.
think that T-Rex looks as dopey as the new one.
Oh really?
No.
Having like zoom in on the T-Rex.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
I love him.
I think it's the fact that the eyes don't have any pupils in them that makes it look a bit more fearsome, despite
Mm,
the low poly paper teeth nature of it.
it's so beautiful. Oh,
Wow.
look at that mouth.
Wow.
Get
Guess
in
we
my
like
belly.
quickly go to the trailer and like look at that one again.
Yeah, they did add pupils,
Yeah. But
and they like actually made the teeth like more polygons. I want to say.
Yeah.
his whole head just looks a bit fatter, and he just looks very dopey to me. You know.
Can you
I
zoom
feel
in
like
on the
the
hands
dimensions are
of
the
the
same, yeah.
T-Rex?
What is it?
Can you zoom in on the hands?
Ugh.
Yeah, those hands are not holding much.
No, but it looks like they added like they like remodeled the hands as well.
Oh yeah.
Seems.
I mean, like this soul, there's a lot more detail, like
Well,
geometry. in
maybe
this
part of it is
T-Rex.
that in this clip, the T-Rex doesn't open its mouth. Maybe it'll look more fearsome once it opens its mouth. I don't know.
Oh, I noticed one thing. This waterfall does move. Did it move in the original?
No? Yeah. The texture did.
Yeah, that totally moves in the original. But yeah, man, that must be something that's unfinished. Like, surely they wouldn't miss something that huge.
I mean, they did also have like the double hands at the
Yeah.
like the key art screen.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of weird if they were just like, oh, we'll just leave this thing blurred static. That would look a bit weird, but maybe it.
Oh, hey, that's me.
Yeah,
my
this
finest
is.
work.
The people don't know. Like, I recorded a co playthrough of Tomb Raider 1 using OpenLAR with Icewave a couple of years ago, and we.
Wait.
Hmm?
Does that port just have a button that lets you scream on command?
I added that feature. I also made it so
You
that.
added-
Yeah, I also made it so that you can use the trigger to like adjust the pitch.
And
That's
quite
good.
low.
So yeah, this was a fun playthrough to do. I also added friendly fire.
Oh my god, no. She's so angry.
Yeah, this is why it needs to be open source. We need to add co-op, we need to add friendly fire, we need to add screaming on command. We need these features.
Wow. She's back! Oh my god!
Oh my god.
This is pretty good.
I think that's
This
all
was
I added.
possible? If this was possible, that would be amazing, of course.
Yeah. It is fun how this loops perfectly. But yeah, I think that's all I'd prepared to show off for the Tomb Raider segment of this.
Man, if this was in the right aspect ratio, you could upload this as a YouTube short.
Oh yeah, I think YouTube Shorts weren't a thing when I made this.
No.
I'm not sure if I even have the original video anymore. Like I just downloaded this off Twitter, so the quality is pretty bad.
She's like, get out of my game, you false.
But yeah, I am very excited. I don't know. I like that the gameplay's the same. Like I know many people want it to be different, but that's something I'm personally happy about. But at the same time, I do hope they have a good like optional control scheme. But like I don't know, like personally, I would be more excited about playing this than like replaying the remake. I feel like the remake was fine, but I much prefer the level design of the classics. I also prefer like just the general gameplay style of those. I am super duper excited about this. I hope they end up remastering the other Tomb Raiders like 4, 5, and 6. They should just go with 6. Yeah, do it. Come on, don't be cowards.
Oh god.
I feel like if this sells well, they have to, right?
I mean, oh god, it should sell so well it convinces Crystal Dynamics to cancel the next Tomb Raider game and just make a new one with a classic engine. That's what they should do.
What if the new one is already kind of in that vein?
It's impossible. Like it's impossible.
I mean, didn't they already announce that new ones are being made in UE5?
It is, yes.
Exactly.
There's other Tomb Raider news.
Oh God.
Goodbye, everybody. See you
this
next
remake's
time.
so
They but I mean, I want to show
Oh,
this.
my dinner's done.
I wanted to show this for a specific reason because this is related to the new Tomb Raider game being made. Because so they announced like 2-3 years ago that the next Tomb Raider game will feature a unified Lara. Like they said they're gonna combine the Laras from every Tomb Raider games, like from the classics to the Legend trilogy to like the reboot trilogy. Like it's gonna be a combination of every Lara. And like at the event last year, they revealed a Lara the Sun with a statue that looks very, very similar to the Lara that was added to Call of Duty some days ago.
Perhaps
She
this is
has
a new
the
design.
jade necklace from
Yeah.
the reboots.
Yeah, it is kind of like a combination of stuff. Like the outfit is like obviously very Tomb Raider 1, but it does have that element of the reboot games. Based on your action, I guess you guys don't approve of this Lara design.
I mean, I think she
think it's
looks
fine.
okay. I just don't want to spend like what is it, $30 on a skin
25.
for Call of Duty.
A bit
25.
I
expensive.
also don't want to play Call of Duty.
You also get her voice. You get like Tomb Raider Legend voice with it.
I do like that voice.
that they brought back that voice actress.
I think she's fine. I guess I'm in the minority here who prefers the reboots.
Oh my god.
Mm.
So
Also, trying to unify all those Laras, it sounds like a recipe for disaster to me. But if that design ethos resulted in this, I guess it's not so bad.
So like, would
mean,
you guys want this Lara in like a new game? Like,
I
I'd
wouldn't
be
want the
okay with
face.
it.
I'd be
I mean,
okay with it.
I mean, I just generally just want more new Tomb Raider stuff.
I guess I'd be largely indifferent at the moment. I think
the
I'd need to see the actual new game to decide whether or not I'd be excited.
the Tomb Raider fans were very quick to rip the assets from the game and just do their own takes. Like for instance, this is a take a fan have made based on the Call of
good.
Duty Lara model. So
I'd
this
buy
one
that from
is
Call of Duty.
by. Hold on, I want to credit who made this. I'm trying to find. Like I have like a billion tabs open. Like, do you have this? Oh yeah, this was by Conrad by Jess. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name, but I feel like this. I feel like the face in particular is like way better than was in Call of Duty here.
Yes. I think the only thing that's put me off with the Call of Duty one is the face.
Yeah, I mean she does look very different.
Very mad too. It's like,
Yeah.
Oh, she's so
Oh,
pissed
she's
off. It's great.
super angry.
why are you looking at me?
Enemy mad here.
Go away. I'll shoot you.
And this face, I feel like it's
It gives
more
confidence.
inspired by like
Yes.
like all the Lars we've seen. But yeah, I mean, I am very curious what they're doing with the new Tomb Raider game. I mean, I definitely do approve if they're going with a more like classic Lara because that's what I personally prefer. I don't know. I feel like classic Lara is she just feels like an 80s action movie hero, and I'm super into that. She's very sassy. Like I don't know. I just like her personality. I think that's it for Tomb Raider news. Any things you guys want to say about Lara, about Tomb Raider?
I was just wondering, which platform are you guys going to buy the remasters on if you're
PC.
going to buy it?
Steam.
Yeah, PC probably.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit torn myself if I want to get it on PC or if I want to like play it on the go on my Switch.
For me, there are two huge reasons why I want it on PC. Number one is that I actually prefer playing the classical games with keyboard, and also I want mods. Like for instance,
fair reasons.
Like
fair reason.
I feel like the textures. I don't know. Right here, it doesn't look so bad, but like in some areas, I feel like the textures are a little bit wonky, and I like these textures. I don't know. They don't look the best to me, so I'm wondering if fans can make them better.
I wouldn't be surprised. Also, those clouds kind of look like stock images.
Maybe they are. They do look kind of weird when you look at them, yeah. So yeah, was that it for Tomb Raider?
I suppose.
believe so,
I
yeah.
think so.
More
I'm
stuff.
excited for these.
Oh yeah,
Me too.
super excited. Let's see. I did add some more stuff. Oh yeah, I added Asterisk. I just
Oh.
wanted to include this for the heck of it. So this was
It's been out for a while.
Yeah, this was announced earlier and also released a few months ago. It's for like PC and Switch. Were those the platforms?
And PlayStation, I want to say.
Okay.
I've
And
been meaning to
Xbox?
pick this up. I've been hearing that it's like very good. I just
is.
haven't
Good
had
game.
the chance yet.
It also seems like a really good port because they have re-rendered or the graphics to be like
Missile.
super duper high res.
And it's in the RE engine now.
Oh yeah, it actually runs in our engines,
Yeah,
which is
that's
pretty amazing.
That's baffling.
And yeah, they've also redone a lot of the music. I think they added some kind of like bonus stuff as well. So yeah, and yeah, this seems to be like a great way. I haven't tried it myself, but this seems to be a great way to play the game, and it is a very good game.
So I've played the demo that they released for this, and well, I've also played the DS original all the way through. The only thing I'm disappointed with the new version is that on PC, the control scheme, it doesn't really take full advantage of the mouse. It really
Oh.
feels like it was designed with a controller in mind, with analog sticks.
That's a bit silly because like DS was like touchscreen.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was disappointed and confused by the way the controls are handled. But yeah, it really feels like it's designed with an analog stick in mind.
So many animations.
Oh, yeah, these
Great
are.
cheats.
I just took this texture directly from the game files. So like these are this is what like the detail you get in the game. And this is also
Pretty
like
good
just
sprite sheets.
also texture from the game files. Like it is like this is so much more high res than you got on the DS.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of just like very interesting to see this because yeah, I'm so used to it being super duper low res.
Didn't they like up-res the iPhone version?
Yeah, and this is I'm pretty sure even higher res than that.
Which is
Weird.
good because I don't know if you can still buy that version, and if you can, I don't think the iOS version it requires is supported anymore. Because Apple.
Yeah.
Probably not. I mean, like a lot of those like old Capcom iPhone games don't work anymore.
So
Oh,
yeah,
A
speaking
lot
of
of them
which,
got delisted.
they announced
Oh, yeah,
RE4
speaking of
remake for iOS like last week or
Oh
something.
yeah,
Oh yeah, iPhone
RE4 and
14.
Village.
And Mac.
iPhone 15.
Oh yeah. And a
And
couple other
Village.
games. Like it was like RE4 remake, RE Village, Assassin's Creed Mirage, and Death Stranding are all getting ported to
Mhm.
run on the. I think it's just the iPhone 15 Pro Max phones. Is the only ones that are getting it at the moment.
And it even has like ray tracing support, which
Yeah,
Still crazy.
I
Can't
don't know. I
believe
feel
that
like
it's got-
performance might be bad, but I don't know.
I wonder if that's gonna like perform better than console versions or something like the PS4 or something like old gen versions.
It's going to be interesting to see.
They did. Now I kind of wish I added here, but they showed one image of the iPhone version of RE4, which makes me think that they didn't even try when it comes to touch controls because you can turn on an overlay showing the controls, and it just
yeah.
it's just a like a just a gamepad overlay. You just see every gamepad button on the screen, like every single button. It looks completely unplayable if you use you use a touchscreen. It looks like you just
Yep.
need to like plug in a gamepad.
They showed that, and the funniest thing to me is it's using PlayStation buttons and Xbox buttons on the screen. Like
Really?
it had like the PlayStation face buttons, I want to say, with like cross and triangle and square and circle. But then like the start button or whatever was like the Xbox start button,
Yeah, that's funny.
like the options button. It looked so weird, and I was like, "How are you getting away with this? That doesn't seem right."
Yeah, I mean, it is impressive they're getting it working on the iPhone, but I just like, are there people who would want to play that kind of game on an iPhone?
Zombie Ollie for the memes, probably. I'm calling you out, Ollie.
You
Oh.
did
Yeah,
do
I mean,
Revelations
yeah.
2 on the Vita.
I
We did
definitely
do that.
I definitely don't want to play. Well, first of all, the phone's too bloody expensive.
Oh yeah, it's like $1,000 or something.
Yeah,
At least.
It's
I think
crazy.
I think it's more.
Oh god.
Like,
Which one was it? The iPhone 15 Pro X or something?
Pro Max, I believe, is the full name.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, because I mean, you
pre-order.
can. Yeah, you can pre-order the bloody thing.
That is I don't know if this is correct. This is saying like $400. That doesn't sound right.
That doesn't sound right. No.
A different website has it listed for at least €1,200. That sounds about right.
Ow,
Yeah.
ow, that is absurd. That is, you can get a beefy PC for that money.
Yeah. Okay. So
You can buy 2 PS5s for that money.
so the iPhone 15 Pro, not the Pro Max, just the Pro, is £1,000 here in the UK.
Yeah, it's €1,229.
Oh yeah, and the Pro Max is £1,200. Yeah. Fuck
So
that.
that's going to be like, I don't know, like 14 or 1,500 euros.
Like, this is probably only going to become like a little bit more reasonable when the chip that's in that phone gets trickled down to the lower tier model with the iPhone 16. Because that seems to be what they're doing, is like the Pro Max gets the latest top tier chip, and then when they release the next phone, that top tier chip gets put in a lower tier phone that costs a lot less, but still very expensive because it's Apple. But yeah, it might become a bit more feasible next time.
I'll just stick to Android. I'll stick to Android.
I have a very cheap Android phone and I can run some games on it. And I just play on my beefy PC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like even when it comes to smartphone titles, I want to play. Like I just wait for a PC version, play it that way. Like with King Fortress All Star, I ended up playing that on PC instead. And I think like they have announced a PC port of DMC Peak of Combat, right? I think that will have a PC port. I'll just play that on PC.
And we already have all the games that they've announced on PC, so what the hell?
Let's see. I have more news.
More news?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, this will never end. There's more news.
This will be a lengthy one.
Oh my god!
Oh,
I just
yeah,
had to include
Oh,
this.
you included
I
this.
just had to include it. I just.
Hell yeah.
I'm very excited for this.
There's one specific reason I included this.
Is
Yeah,
it
this-
Raphael Peach?
Maybe.
Princess Peach and some toads
Wow.
went to go see it. But then
Yeah, they announced this a few days ago.
Well, technically, they did announce this game at a previous direct, but they only showed like
Oh, yeah,
a
that's
short
true,
like,
yeah.
10-second clip, and this was like the full
like
reveal
a
of
full
what this
reveal,
game
yeah.
is and when it's coming out, which I
now
think it's
it's
some
up
point
to
next
Peach
year.
and the theater's guardian Stella to
Isn't
save
it
the
like
play
March or
and
something?
the day.
Wow.
We'll
Yeah,
see
March.
it at the end, I guess.
This perfect performance has become a terrible tragedy.
Oh no.
I'm going to play this.
Luckily,
I
Peach
am
can use the
very
power of
excited
Stella's
for
ribbon
this.
to face
Super
off against
Saiyan?
the Sour
Yeah,
Bunch.
that when her hair started going, oh my god, she's going Super Saiyan.
Going
And her
further
dress
beyond.
soon.
The ribbon alone won't always cut it, though.
Oh, got it.
So
Oh,
let's
what's
do
gonna
this.
happen?
Because
Super Saiyan dress.
Like-
Ice Peach.
it's been a long time since Peach has had her own standalone game, right? Because I think there was like
Princess
a
Peach was the last one.
That was in DS,
Whoa,
yeah.
Peach
Yeah.
transformed
We don't
into
talk about Super Princess Peach.
No.
Best game ever.
Wow.
Best game ever.
Oh my
Best game
god.
ever. Best game ever. There we go. Perfect game.
I mean,
Fighter
if
Peach.
this doesn't make you buy, what will?
By transforming, she can use
So yeah, that's. I mean, yeah. I just
fantastic
wanted to
show-stopping
include the trailer just for that
abilities,
reason. That
fend
was
off the
honestly
Sour Bunch,
the
and
primary
sensational
reason.
swordplay.
Oh my god, look at the run. Wow.
Do you even still have your Switch,
Can
Sextus?
Peach save
Yeah.
this performance
Oh, okay.
and its performers?
I played Advance
There are
Wars.
more
Oh, yeah,
you
stolen
did.
shows
I
to
played
save.
through Advance Wars 1. I should go back to it and play through the
Valuable
second one as
artifacts
well
from
in
this
that
museum have gone missing.
in that collection.
Detective
Become
Peach.
Detective Peach.
That's also pretty good. That's also a good
Investigate
outfit.
clues and track down who done it.
I like that they're like doing different styles of gameplay and like different
Desserts have
aspects
been
in
sent
this.
From this sweets festival.
I think it's
Turn
cute.
into patissier, Peach.
That outfit is also
Yeah.
cute.
Sugar
Cake.
Crash.
That looks like way too
The
much chocolate.
Sour Bunch got their hands on this martial
I mean,
arts school. Become Kung Fu
Ninja.
Peach and take it back from these foul fiends.
Wow. Who is that voice?
Also, that direct, I was surprised by
Many
how
other
much
transformations
life
are just
the
behind
Switch still has left in it.
The stage is set.
Like
Our
there's
lead
so
lady is
there's so
ready
many
for the
Switch
spotlight.
exclusive games still coming out well into 2024.
Princess Peach,
Like,
Showtime.
clearly, the
Oh,
next
wow.
Nintendo
Debut
console
on
is still a
Nintendo
long way
Switch,
off.
March 22nd.
And there's the
Pre-orders
Or they're
begin
all
today
like
on
preparing these
Nintendo
games as
eShop.
like cross-gen. games.
Yeah.
Or the next console's like backwards compatible, then it like really doesn't matter.
Look, my message to Nintendo is this. Your next console bloody better well be backwards compatible with the Switch. For the love of God.
yeah,
It has so many games.
That would be
Princess
so bad if
Peach
they
and
didn't
some
do that.
Toads went to go see it, but then
Shall we move on to the next game? There's more games. It never ends. Never
What?
ends.
Oh my god.
More. I randomly I follow a guy on Twitter that makes cool pixel art, and then he randomly showed a trailer for a game. Oh, this is kind of loud. For a game that he's making, and it's called, I forget the title, but it has pixel art. It looks like a run and gun game. It looks pretty cool. So I just felt like including the trailer.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah, we
Nudity.
don't mind that you did.
Nice.
Doesn't bother me. Look at those rockets.
The style's pretty dope.
Listen to this music.
Yeah, I'm liking the look of this.
Ooh.
Scramble Vice. That's the name of the game, I think.
Scramble Vice.
Dinosaur.
It's got dinosaurs.
And you can be like outside the mech as a. Ah, it's so cool. So cool.
This is pretty sick.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Okay.
I see they played a lot of Metal Gear 5.
I mean, the anime influence of this is very strong. Like, clearly inspired by, like, old mecha anime from, like, the 90s.
This is cute.
Yeah, I'll make sure to have a link to this in the description. It's already on Steam.
Sweet.
So yeah, this looks.
Excuse me while I add this to my wish list. Yeah, it's called the Scramble Vice, and it does have a Steam page.
Yeah.
It has a planned release date of 2024. That's all it says.
I have one more thing to show. Another upcoming game, you might say.
Right.
Okay.
I don't think I've.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I don't think I've talked much about this on like YouTube. I've shown it like a billion times on Twitch, but this is a project I started randomly. It was exactly 1 year ago now. Like I started recreating Prince of Persia.
Oh,
Like
happy
a ton
1 year
from-
anniversary.
From scratch, and I've been working on this like on and off since then, and I'm getting pretty good progress. Like movement is like 99% done. Like rendering of most stuff is correct. Just the render stuff that's wonky. Like mechanics, most of them work. Like the loose tiles, pressure plates, skates. So I'm getting pretty far on this, and I've also started working on some enhancements. I think I'll show it in a second here, where like right now it's like 4x3, just like the original. And then after I get the sword, then I go into options, and oh my god, it's widescreen.
Wow.
And also add like camera panning between screens, like I did with STL Pop as a feature. And I also want to add multiplayer, which I've done most of the work with like local multiplayer, but I want online multiplayer as well for the heck of it. Why not?
And customization, of course.
I guess that would be like a race mode, I guess.
I want co-op. I want players to exist in the same world, and then manipulate everything, and everything is in sync. Oh, I also have like this. You can zoom out like crazy.
Wow.
See the entire level. at the same time.
Whoa, that's funky.
I like the way it all renders.
Mm-hmm. And if I can, I think it would be super cool to also include Prince of Persia 2 in the project, but that'll be way harder because I have one huge advantage with one. Like Jordan Mechner had released his Apple II source code of the game some years ago, and also there's a project called STL Pop. That's the reverse engineered version of DOS Pop, and I've been using those two as reference a whole lot for like figuring out how to exactly do stuff in this. Because
Once
like
you
right
pop,
now, like
you can't stop.
this is super faithful. Like the gameplay is pretty much exact to how it is in the original. And I kind of wanted it to be that way. It would be cool if I could do the same with Prince of Persia 2, but that'll be way harder because there's no source code I can use as like reference. Oh yeah, I have written down a few extra notes here. Later this month, there will be reveals of Tomb Raider and DMC Netflix animated shows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I still haven't watched any of their stuff, so I don't know. I don't know what to expect.
As far as I know, only the Castlevania show was any good. Not much else is panned out.
That
Okay.
Tomb Raider anime or cartoon or whatever has been announced like years ago at this point.
Oh wow.
It's
I mean-
it's been in the works for like forever.
I mean, if it's even half as good as the Castlevania show, then it has potential. But
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
seriously, that Castlevania show is so good. I'm so looking forward to the new season.
I also mentioned that Metal Slug Awakening has been released now in various Asian countries, so international release maybe not too far away. And DMC Peak of Combat will be released later this year, maybe just 1 or 2 months. And I also wrote down a note that Pivimdo played Resident Evil 5 with Nicole Tompkins, also with the Chevo actor there.
Wow. Oh my
Wow.
God.
Wow.
It was a
can't-
great experience.
I am just shook. I'm just so shook. I can't believe it.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Are you too famous to be on this podcast now?
Perhaps. Goodbye.
Nice knowing you, Bivimto.
Goodbye.
And that was the last we ever heard from him.
Ugh.
Yeah, I had a good time. Speaking to her was really fun.
Yeah, that sounds super lucky.
I agree.
Yeah, that's we have now gone through all my notes and everything I prepared for like the podcast.
Okay.
And
I guess there is the potential that we'll be doing another one soon if there's
yeah.
good stuff announced at TGS.
maybe. I mean, if they're gonna just like show only story stuff and spoiler stuff like Dogma 2, I might just maybe skip that. Skip having another podcast. We'll see. I mean, if they show like interesting gameplay stuff, then that could be cool to talk about. And I don't know, maybe there are other games also at TGS that could be interesting to talk about.
Maybe.
I wouldn't mind having like with RE4 Remake having like a review podcast for Separate Ways after we've all played it.
Hell yeah.
Are we all getting it?
I'm
Yes.
getting it.
I'm getting it. I might not be able to play it on launch day, but I'll hopefully be able to play it over the weekend.
Okay.
And I'm in a position where I might finally be able to buy a new graphics card soon. So I don't know if I'll have the $10 left over for the DLC. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out.
I got you covered, Ryman.
I was
you're
gonna
too
say
kind.
that I've got you covered by convincing Icewave to help you.
Well, you convinced him really quickly.
He's so nice
yeah.
to me.
Yeah, you didn't even have to say anything.
You're very good at convincing, Sectus.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, of course, we'll have to wait and see if I actually even get the card. I'm having trouble deciding what to go for.
4090.
Agreed.
That is out of my price range by a very large
It's a
margin.
lie.
SLI isn't a thing anymore.
Just,
it's
just like
dead.
glue them together. Just like improvise.
Duct tape.
Yeah.
Like, it's either
just like the
going to
Wii.
be an NVIDIA RTX 4070 or an AMD Radeon 7800 XT, which just came out. It's going to be one of those two.
Ah.
Because those I could just about afford. Especially with the fact that some 4070s actually got a bit of a price cut recently, which is nice. But yeah, one of those two.
Any final
See,
thoughts?
that's Jill reacting to the old price, the 4070. She's like, no, that's way
Yeah.
too expensive.
Such a beautiful, angelic singing voice my girl has. You go, Jill. You go. So proud.
Whoa, that's a lot of Jills.
It's not enough.
And I guess that's it. I guess I'll see peeps for the next podcast.
Yes.
Wow.
Potentially sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Depending on TGS, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so.
I think I'll also probably record a playthrough of Separate Ways and the numerous and stuff and upload that to YouTube and stream it on Twitch and stuffs.
Now, you have to stay true to the spirit of the name. You have to record a separate playthrough on a separate channel. Otherwise, it's not genuine.
We'll have to go our separate ways.
Same bad
Yep.
time.
Okay, bye for now.
Bye bye.
Bye.